10:21 and I am on my way to Starbucks. This morning I went for like a 2 mile walk. It was really nice. And got home, showered, changed, all of that. And now we are on our way to Starbucks. I am excited to be out of the house today just to kind of chill. Oh, it's really bumpy right here. Gosh. Okay, I'm knocking my wipers on and everything. They're doing some road work right there and it's very bumpy right there. So, excuse that. But I'm on my way to Starbucks and I'm excited to just sit down, read, enjoy. It's a really pretty day out today. And hopefully I'll actually get a few, like a little bit of B-roll while I'm in there. Of course, I don't really plan on talking that much, just, reading and having a coffee. I did bring my reusable cup though, so I should get my like 10 cent off. Yay for that. But I almost stayed at home today because I was feeling so anxious about being out and about. Just anxious, just feeling anxious about it today. But I just decided to go ahead and throw my clothes on. I wear one of my Dungeon Crawler Carl shirts. I'll probably have to show you later because it's not the best angle to see it in the car. But yeah, I am very much excited about today. Just excited just to relax a little bit, just to get out, be out of the house, relax a little bit. And I have a few hours before I go to pick up my kids from school. So I should have I would say about 2.5 hours or so to read in Starbucks. I think you need more space than me, sir. Okay. But but we are here. We made it to Starbucks and pretty sure somebody's watching me record in this car next to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out because it's getting awkward already. But yeah, so see you inside. Okay, hello there. We are back. And by we I mean me and my children. We're back home. We ended up running those errands and then running one more errand and stopping by Dollar General just to pick up a couple things from there. And of course, because I took both of my kids with me, we ended up coming back with two toys that we were not supposed to get, but whatever. Look at my cool Dungeon Crawler Carl shirt. I love it. It has Carl and Donut and Mungo on it. And I love it. And it says at the bottom, it says the apocalypse will be televised. I have it in a large, so it kind of hits like mid-thigh on me. I'm only 5'2", so I don't know what I was expecting, like a perfect fit or something, but it is a longer shirt. And I did stop by to vote. So yay, get out there and vote if you are able to. But plans for the rest of the evening are to, one, tidy up my room. It's a little bit, well, okay, well, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I literally just have like my bags from the car that I need to put away, and put away what I did purchase at the store. and put my shoes away, change my clothes real quick, and just toss them in a basket because I'm about to go set the food, like prep that so I can cook dinner a little in a couple of hours. But I do want to prep it because I am making chicken. If I show that though, I will like let you guys know because some people might be sensitive to like seeing animal products. So I just try to be mindful of that. But anyway, like I said, we're back home and I'm just going to change and get a little bit more comfortable. Not that my clothes aren't comfortable, but I don't really want to cook in my cool shirt. I don't want to get anything on my shirt. But update with Carl. I keep wanting to say Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 8. It is called A Parade of Horribles. I don't really know why I'm just stuck on calling it Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 8. But so far so good. I can see myself in that reflection and it's very weird. I only read a chapter when I was sitting in the car line to get my kids. So I'm on chapter 14. Yeah, I'm on chapter 14, so 111 pages. I'm on page 111. And so far, it has been a wild ride, kind of like every other book in the series, honestly. But I do like the difference with this one. I like the different plot that this one has with the race and everything. I am 111 pages into this. Well, I haven't started page 111, but I'm about to when I pick the book back up. But anyway, I'm at the I just finished chapter 13, so I'm about ready to start chapter 14 when I do sit down and read it. And Donut and Carl and Mungo, but of course he's not going to drive. They have to drive a food truck, and it's like this. It's so funny because it's just like Matt Denman would write them in as being the ones that have to drive this clunky old food truck, but it's a food truck that's like styled like a 1920 kind of like gangster car. It's so funny. It's funny to me. But Donut and Carl have to drive this car, and of course, Donut being a cat she don't even know how she's gonna drive it. But each time the players or the crawlers drive for the races, the different ones, they have to swap. So Carl started off driving. Of course, Carl's a human, so it's fine, for him. So Carl drove first, and then now it's Donut's turn to drive, and they just got to figure out how Donut with her paws is going to drive this food truck. And Mongo in there, he too big for the truck. So every time he turned around, he's like bumping the horn, and the horn is like playing this little jingle, and it's absurd. It's so funny. It is so funny. It's just so funny to me. But anyway, I am really, really enjoying the book. I just want to let you know, guys, I made it home, and like I said, I'm gonna go change, get dinner prepped, and probably not going to start it until about 4. Probably not going to start cooking about 4. So about another like 30-40 minutes or so, I'll actually start cooking. But I'm going to go work on it after I put away my things so that my room isn't so untidy, because I do have, honestly, my stuff everywhere. So I'm going to put that up and get ready for the evening. I will probably check back in a little bit later, or I might try to do some b-roll of me in the kitchen. We'll see how that goes, because I don't know about the lighting in there. Honestly, I don't know about the lighting in here, honestly. But we'll see how that goes. Hello there. Quick update before I go to bed. I did not read any more of A Parade of Horribles this evening. I didn't have quite as much time as I thought I would have to sit down and read, but I did read something today. So I popped on my headphones while I was cooking and cleaning up earlier, and I started and finished Blood in the Water by Tiffany D. Jackson. This actually is my first Tiffany D. Jackson book. I know that she's written Monday's Not Coming and Grown, and I'm pretty sure so many other things that I'm not remembering at the moment. I definitely want to pick up more from Tiffany D. Jackson. I thought this was so good. I thought this was so good. I don't want to say it was so much fun, because it did talk about a few things that weren't so fun, honestly. A lot of like Black history being erased, a lot of kind of some violent things in there because there was a teen that got murdered in this book, and that was hard. That was hard to read about. And then once we found out why that happened, it was like, huh? Like that happened to a teen boy because what? You know, he got too close to discovering something he shouldn't have. Like, that's crazy. I hope that wasn't a spoiler, by the way, my bad. But this was just, like I said, it was so good. I think that if you want that like middle grade murder mystery type of thing, even though it was murder mystery, I will say it wasn't overly violent. It wasn't overly gory or anything like that I feel like young readers would have a problem with. But yeah, it was so good. So definitely 4.5 stars. Probably, like I said, it just missing that half a star because I wish it was a little bit longer just for me, just for my liking. But it was so good. I highly recommend it. Really good. Can't wait to pick up another Tiffany D. Jackson book. And then, since I had a little bit more time while I was still tidying up the kitchen, I started Kingdom of Blood and Salt by Alexis Calder. I think I'm saying her name right. I am on page 37. I'm at the start of chapter 4, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't quite know the full like synopsis or like how to describe it to you just yet. I feel like I'm gonna have to read a little bit more to be able to describe it to you. I do know this is book 1 in a series of like 3 or 4 books total in this series, and I actually forgot what this series is called. I don't know if it's called the Kingdom of Blood and Salt series or if it's called something else. I have to look it back up. But like I said, I'm not having a bad time with it, but I'm not having a great time either. I think it's just because I'm so, like I'm not very far into it at all to know. I think once I get about maybe 20 more pages in, I have a better understanding of what's going on, because all I know right now is that the main character is pretty much an illegitimate child of the king, and the king used to let her do pretty much whatever she wants to do, but now she has to kind of stay in this guy's good graces, pretty much for political gain. And that's basically all I know. Oh, and that her stepmother is a real wicked witch. We'll just leave it at that. Because in the 30 something pages that I've read, I can already tell I'm not gonna like this woman at all. I don't care if she is queen. I don't like her already, because I just don't like it. But it's giving a whole lot of like Cinderella stepmom. It's giving that, like, she has an attitude about everything when it involves our main character. So we'll see how that goes, and as I read some more of this book. But yeah, so I think having read like 36 full pages of this, excuse my phone, 36 full pages of this, and then the whole book. I think that's pretty good. But tomorrow I have plans to go and help my son's teacher get ready for graduation. Like I said, my youngest one is graduating from kindergarten. Cannot believe it, but he's graduating from kindergarten. And his teacher called me today and asked, can I come and help get the cap and gowns together? And I said, of course I'll be there. So I'll be going about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I'm oddly excited about that. I'm oddly excited about that. And I could just tell, like, the teachers are having to do so much at the end of the school year. They do so much all throughout the year, honestly. So this is just adding on to all the other stuff that they already have to do. So if I can be of some relief, that'd be great. Like, I'm available. So yay, I'm excited to go out there and help get those together. At least it's one less thing that she has to do. But I'm going to go get myself ready for bed, and I will check back in the morning. Good morning and happy Wednesday. I hope you are doing well. So we're going to do some coffee, get some breakfast going, and I want to read some more today. I don't know how reading is going to go today because last night I did finish a book. I got about 3 chapters into another book, but I didn't pick up my main book, which is A Parade of Horribles. I didn't pick that up. Today I am going to help at my kids' school today. Just one of their teachers needs help. I don't think the third graders are doing anything big today, so might not be that big of a deal. But the kindergarten teachers need a little bit more help. Kindergartners graduate tomorrow, so they're getting their cap and gowns together. And I told my son's teacher that I would help if they would allow parents to come. And sometimes schools will allow parents to come in, and sometimes they won't. And I just, I respect that if they say no, it's just not a good time. But they did give me the go ahead to come in today. And I also get to go help tomorrow as well. So kind of sort of a busy couple of days coming up. In a good way, though. It's nothing, stressful or anything like that for me. So I'm looking forward to it. At least the teachers will have a little less to do and a little less to worry about. So hopefully everything goes smoothly. Hello there. Time for a reading update. I am now on page 161. Yeah, 161 of A Parade of Horribles. I just got to chapter 22. Still really, really enjoying it so far. Um, Donut. Honestly, I'm just really enjoying Donut in this so far. And it's kind of crazy that she's a cat, but she has sometimes really great advice, some good advice for Perpetente, like a couple of chapters back about um how to treat others, how to treat someone, like never treat someone in a, like such a negative way. We got to chapter 17, and chapter 17 was so funny to me because the GPS talks. Like, she's a whole nother character by herself. She talks and it's hilarious. I cannot wait to read some more, but I'm going to wash my hair, most likely see what everybody needs for dinner, and then go from there. And I probably, hopefully, will be able to sit down and read some more tonight. But that's the plan for now, is to just take a little break from reading, wash my hair, or at least attempt to, and then get back to reading later. But I catch back up with you later. I took my children to Starbucks after we were done with graduation, and they got a little unicorn cake pop. So they were excited about that. They're playing the game with each other now. So if you can hear them, that's why. They're just excited to be out of school finally. I also need to get back into Kingdom of Blood and Salt. I'm still only on chapter 4, so I haven't been picking this up. And I do have the audiobook, but I haven't been picking this up. I don't think I picked this up in like 2 days, possibly 3. I know 2 days for sure that I haven't picked this up. So I do probably need to just pop this on with my headphones and just listen to a little bit of it while I tidy up in here. And then maybe I can sit down a little bit later and physically read some more of A Parade of Horribles. My focus in this video was supposed to be A Parade of Horribles, but I also don't want to just listen to it while I'm up and doing things around the house. I really just want to sit down and get into that book and annotate with my pencil and tab and all of that. That's my focus, that I want to do for this video. I haven't been listening to my audiobook in the car at all this week. Usually I do, but I have my children with me a lot, and normally I don't listen to my audiobooks in the car, unless I'm playing like a middle grade story. But of course this isn't middle grade, so I'm not going to play it aloud through the speakers in the car when my kids are in there. And they have been with me a lot this week, so I haven't been picking it up in the car. So I'm going to put on my headphones and play that a little bit while I tidy up. Later today, since it is just 1:05 now, later today, probably going to get something together for dinner. I actually don't know what yet. I don't know what yet. It's gonna have to be something quick, something that doesn't take forever to thaw. I didn't take anything out of the freezer today. This morning, last night, I didn't take nothing out of the deep freezer. So I don't really know what we're gonna have for dinner. We're gonna eat something. Nobody's gonna go to bed hungry, but I don't know what's gonna be on the menu. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna stress about it right now. It'll be fine. There's food available. We'll eat. It'll be fine. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go change now so I can tidy up, and then I will check back in with you later. Hello there. I'm finally back. It has been a while since I did my last update. I think the last time I updated, I was saying that I was about to tidy up our bedroom. I did manage to do that. I did some laundry, I made dinner, cleaned the kitchen, showered, and I tried to update last night. It just was not working out. So I'm back today. Happy Friday. While I was doing all that tidying up and cleaning and cooking yesterday, I managed to finish Kingdom of Blood and Salt by Alexis Calder. This is the first in this series. And I think the series is named Kingdom of Blood and Salt. So let's discuss Kingdom of Blood and Salt. I actually took some notes. So let's see what I wrote down. Characters. We have Aura. She is the king's illegitimate daughter. She's also our main character. And we have Ophelia, who is Aura's stepsister. She's also the queen. I personally am not a fan of her, but we'll get into that in a second. We got Sophia, Legina, I think I'm saying it right, Legina, and Cora. Those three are Aura's sisters, but they're the true princesses. They're not illegitimate like Aura is. And then we've got Riven, who's our male main character. We also have the King of Athos. He's Aura's father. He's also like, like Sophia and Legina and Cora's father as well. And then some of our side characters. We have Morta. Morta is blind, but I swear she sees right through. She sees right through you. All your foolishness and shenanigans, she sees right through you. And then we've got David. David is Aura's friend and used to be her lover. So that was interesting to kind of get word from him. He kind of just popped up in the story. But one character I didn't really care for was Istvan. I think I'm saying it right. It's like Istvan. I didn't care for Istvan. Istvan is like Ophelia's like royal advisor. You know how the queens have an advisor or have somebody to like, talk to about all the political stuff like that. Istvan is that to Ophelia. So most likely that's his title, is like the royal advisor. Istvan is a sketchy fella. Real sketchy. I tripped over my own words just trying to say it, but he's a sketchy fella. I don't trust him. Mila, I love Mila. She was so sweet and just like the best friend for Aura, but she's also Aura's handmaiden. So helped her get dressed and fix her hair and things like that. And then I don't want to forget Vanth. Vanth is another character that I really, really enjoyed. But Vanth is also a wolf shifter. This interview, bear with me. This review is all over the place and I'm getting excited talking about it and I'm stumbling all over the place. But every 9 years is when the treaty really like kind of gets renewed, like refreshed, renewed. Every 9 years they have to send those tributes to the Fae King, and used to be like 14 people. Now all of a sudden there's like 100 people that needs to be sent over there, and I'm like, where y'all gonna get 100 people from? If y'all was struggling to get 14 people, where you gonna get 100 people from? That's a whole lot of humans. And I understand like, oh, it's 9 years, since the last one, and it'll be 9 more years since the next, like they call it a choosing. That basically I'm choosing you to just go over there and be by the Fae King. But I understand that 9 years will pass before the next however many humans need to be chosen as tribute, but there's still a lot of people. And I'm just like, y'all the last human kingdom. Where are we going to get all these people from? It can't be that many people having babies. That's a lot of babies. And that's a lot of people. You got to get 9 people, and then they got to be a certain age. So like you can't just take the babies. You can't take the old people. But you got to take somebody in between. Like, I'm very confused as to how many people they think they supposed to have. I'm saying we, like I'm in Athos too. But I'm very confused as to how many people you think we're going to have each time you come back. Because 9 years really isn't that long for you to just be snatching 100 people. That's a lot of people. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about all these people. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent like that. That's my bad. I'm sorry. With this being an enemies to lovers story, Aura and Riven are going to come together at some point. I really did like their time together. It wasn't just like start to finish, of the book with their story of them actually having intimate moments together, it wasn't full of that. So you didn't get to see any of that until a bit later in the book. But it makes sense though, because it is more of an enemies to lovers story. So it makes sense that they're not going to just hop into bed together the first time they meet. Say the humans didn't uphold their end of the treaty, there could be an all-out war. So Riven and Aura working together is a means to prevent that war. But what I found a little bit crazy was that Aura's own people began to turn against her. And it was so frustrating because Aura is the type of female, like, main character. Aura's the type of main character that she doesn't want harm to come to her people. She doesn't want harm to come to her sisters. She absolutely adores her sisters. She doesn't think of them as like half sisters or anything different because their mother is different than hers. Those are just her sisters, and she loves them and she wants the best for them. She wants to protect them. She's happy for them. She's glad that they have their own lives and, ahead of them and things like that. And she is very protective of them. So it was frustrating to me reading when her own people from, like, her own kingdom started to fight and rebel against her, Aura, as if she's the cause of all the mess that has been going on, because this treaty has been going on for like centuries. Like, it's not like it's just happened. I mean, of course, like, something happened every 9 years. Some of these people weren't even, like, some of these people were just kids the 9 years ago, so it's not like it's Aura's fault that this treaty is taking place and that there's supposed to be, tributes from the human kingdom being sent over. It's not Aura's fault, but they made her feel like she was the one to blame for everything going wrong. And I think as a character, it showed a lot of strength with her because she still kept trying though. She just still kept trying. She still kept trying to be there for her people, for her family, to try to do the right thing. She kept trying. She kept trying to save as many people as she could, and she just couldn't save everybody. And I think that was heartbreaking for her, and it was a bit sad for me too, because it's like, well, you're trying to do the right thing. You're trying to stand up for people, and they just don't want your help, basically. If that's what it was reading to me, like, they really don't want your help. So what do you do when people don't want your help? And I think Aura, in this next book, like, what I don't have, but I think in this next book, Aura might start to do a little bit more, like, grow a little bit more and learn, like, I can't save everybody and I can't do it all. No matter how strong I am, no matter how hard I train. Is the school called me in the middle of my review to tell me that my children have been marked absent today. It's the last day of school. I'm not taking my kids on the last day of school. The teachers have suffered enough. They've done enough this year. Anyway, back to the book. Wrap up / review of Kingdom of Blood and Salt by Alexis Calder. And I'm looking forward to carrying on with this series. While I was sitting under the hairdryer today, I read a little bit more of A Parade of Horribles. So now I'm on page 20, not page 28, chapter 28, page 193. I'm still not 200 pages into this book yet. I don't know what in the world's the problem. Well, you know what I say? I don't know what's the problem. I think I think the problem is I'm taking a long time annotating this. I feel like I have so much to say. The last time I updated, I was on chapter 22, and I'm now on chapter 28. So I made a little bit of progress while I was sitting under the dryer. But I think the main thing that I can say about this book is that it's keeping that humor that I'm used to with Dungeon Crawler Carl, and it's keeping the realness too. Because, like, for instance, Carl is still grieving the loss of Katya, and Katya is like, she's okay, but she's just not there anymore. And even though that's something like a small detail to the story, it still makes him feel like a person. And I think that's really cool because we're already like post apocalyptic, and there's these different creatures and all this other stuff that's going on in this book. I think that makes it just so real with Carl. Carl just feels like another person that goes through all the different emotions and ups and downs and stuff too. And he is sick of this game. He is sick and tired of this game, and you can't blame him. He has been fighting for his life for 7 books. Other things that I'm enjoying are like the system, the GPS system. She's supposed to be Dr. Metcalf, I think. And she will say stuff like down here, she was like, oh wait, we came in last place, we don't get to choose our upgrade, maybe we can fight off the mobs with frozen tater tots. I hate you all. Like, she is so, like, if she wasn't an actual system, you'd be ready to punch her in the face. Like, if she wasn't a GPS system, you'd probably be ready to fight her, because she just says the darnest things. And I'm like, you are so not helpful. You are a GPS. You're supposed to be telling us which way to go. You're not supposed to be reminding us of our shortcomings, ma'am. Okay? Let's just stay focused. Mungo and Rend together is something else. They they get into everything. They are like, for real, like dogs. They remind me of dogs that just get into, like, those dogs on those videos that get into like the bagels and the like all the snacks and stuff. That's what it's like with Mongo and Ren. They get into everything, and it is so funny. It is so funny, and they're pets. So it makes sense for their characters to be like that, to like get into everything. Like, they're just tearing through like the frozen tater tots and chicken patties and stuff in the back of the food truck that Carl and Donut have to drive for this, race. Just tearing through all the stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, not the patties again, not the frozen fries again. Come on now. In chapter 25, there was a scene with Donut and Imani, and Donut was talking to Imani and like asking her some questions about her family, but Imani wasn't like really confident or comfortable talking about them, and Donut got the impression that she said or did something wrong. And so she asked Carl, like, what did I do wrong? And Carl responded, um sometimes we don't need to know someone's full life story to understand them. With her, I think it's something she'd rather leave buried. I don't think she wants to be defined by her past. I love that. I love that because it's true. Some things you can just leave in the past. You don't have to let them define who you are today or who you will be in the future. You don't have to let that set the tone. I love that. That's probably my favorite, just like quote so far. It's probably my favorite one because I really resonated hard with that one. I really did. I think that one is I think that was really, really nice to say. Um, I think it was a really nice and reassuring thing for Carl to tell Donut in that moment. I love the those two. I love Carl and Donut. So, but yes, so that is where I'm at with A Parade of Horribles. Like I said, almost 200 pages into it. I'd like to get to page 300 tonight, if not a little bit further. I think I can do it. I probably will just go ahead and pop back on my headphones here in a little bit and just kind of tune back into the story. And I'm still annotating and tabbing as well. So I will like pause and, jot down notes or something like that while I'm listening to the audiobook. While I'm, reading along. So I probably, pause. So it still might take a little bit longer to get to page 300, but it's all good. It's fine. It's, I'm not in a rush to finish it. I don't want to drag the book out though. I don't want it to be like, 2 weeks. I'm still waiting on like working on the same book. I don't want it to feel like a chore reading a book. But yeah, that's my update for now. Hopefully I can update again in another like hour or so. And not fall asleep before I update like I did last night. But yeah, I'm gonna charge my camera and I'll get back to you later. Hello there, coming back with an update for A Parade of Horribles. I am now on page 3 335, and I think I read like 140 pages since the last time I gave an update, and it's been going great. Like the whole book has been going for me personally. This one has so much like grief and sadness and just realness, and I guess it's because I've been really slowing down and taking the time to just really get deep in this story and just really take my time and like read through it and pause and underline and annotate, write notes, whatever the case may be, on whatever page I'm on. I think I'm just getting so much more out of this story this time around that I didn't quite get in books 1 through 7. And books 1 through 7 were all amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I just think it's something about book 8, and I think it's just because I'm dedicating more of my time to it that I'm finding more of a connection with the characters in this book. I don't think I felt that strong since like the Eye of the Bedlam Bride. I think that was my second favorite Dungeon Crawler Carl book. I absolutely adore the first book, Dungeon Crawler Carl. And then I think The Eye of the Bedlam Bride is my second favorite. This one might be my third favorite. Of course, I don't know how the book ends. I still have like another 300 something pages probably to read of this. But this one, I think Matt Denman put so much like feeling and emotion in this book. And I think that it is heavier. I do feel like it's heavier. And I don't think that is a bad thing. It's acknowledging that this book is a heavier one, at least for me. It's just something about this book that I am absolutely enjoying. Absolutely enjoying. And I feel like I knew that I would, but I guess I wasn't expecting to feel all the emotions and stuff that I am feeling now. And it's not in a bad way. It's just I wasn't expecting to feel the emotion. I wasn't expecting to feel so much sadness. Don't get me wrong. The humor is absolutely still there. So if you think about picking this book up and you're like, oh, well, it's probably not going to be funny like the rest of them, since you're talking about like the emotions and the sadness and stuff, is absolutely funny because every time you turn around, Donut is saying something crazy. Carl might be reacting and it's hilarious. The side characters, they got an attitude about something and they cussing each other out, or they hyped up on some kind of like drug or something. You know, drugs. It's not like a addiction. Like, it's not as heavy as someone having an addiction and they're not sure how to break it. You know, it's not as heavy as that, but just be mindful of that going into it, that there is some substance use in here. But I don't know how much of this I'll get read tomorrow. Might not get as much read as I did today, and that's okay. It'll still be fine. But I'm hoping that tomorrow, if I can get up before my boys and just have a few minutes to myself, I might be able to read like I don't know, like 5-6 chapters of Operator Horribles in the morning. At least if I get a little bit of time, reading time in the morning, then even if I don't get very much in the evening, you know, at least I'll read something. Yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you in the morning. Books a Million. My boys and my husband are like in the manga section or somewhere, and I can't decide what to get. I came here for Score by Kennedy Ryan, so I'm absolutely getting this one, but I have been trying to track this one down too, so I'm almost positive I'm going to get this one too. I've been trying to get this one off of like online in the store, and I haven't seen it in a minute, so I'm going to get this one. And then I got 2 manga. I got Kagurabachi Volume 4 and Kaiju Number 8 Volume 4. And like I said, I just cannot decide what to get. I made this joke with my husband about just buying what I want, put it on my credit card. And I mean, he didn't say anything at the time, but I'm pretty sure he knows I'm not gonna spend that much money at the bookstore, and not in one day. I really want all of these, like pretty much for sure want all of these, and this one's the only one. This is the only one that I'm on the fence about, and I kind of feel like since I am on the fence about it, maybe I should hold off on it. But yeah, I think that's about it for now. I'll check back in a little bit. Oh my gosh, hi, how are you? Yesterday nor today has been going as planned. Yesterday we had a really good time. I did not read any Operator Horribles last night besides 1 chapter. So I definitely did not do what I wanted to do and get up early in the morning and read it. But it was a really, really good day out with my husband and our boys yesterday, so definitely can't complain about that. I do have some clips to put in from when we went to Books a Million, so you'll see that before you see this clip. Today, let's talk about today. Today started off pretty good. Today started off pretty good. And I got so much of Parade of Horribles read earlier today. I was so excited because I was just going to sit down on the couch, finish this book out, and it's going to be great. All of a sudden, I got a headache out of nowhere. Just hit me like a ton of bricks. I ended up taking a nap. I've had some medicine. I've eaten, I've had something to drink and everything too, so I am feeling better. I kind of caught it earlier on, so it didn't last as long. But oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I don't know if I just didn't get enough sleep last night and maybe it just caught up with me, and I was just trying to sit there and read my book, and I got 100 pages from the end. I stopped reading on page 574. I'm about to start chapter 88, and I'm going to just try and take it a little bit easier this evening. It is 6:11 in the afternoon or in the evening, but I just wanted to come over here and give you a little bit of an update. I'm going to try to move to the sofa now and hopefully read the rest of A Parade of Horribles. I would love to finish this in the next like hour and a half, maybe. I think I can probably finish this like an hour and a half. I mean, I still do have the audiobook. I'm probably not gonna put on my headphones though, because when I got the headache earlier today, I was wearing my over the ear headphones. So I don't know if that's had something to do with me getting that headache earlier. But I really do not want to like ruin this book by having a headache the last part of reading it. So I think I'm just gonna skip wearing the headphones this evening and just kind of play the audiobook like maybe on my I can able to play it on my tablet, so I may do that, kind of play it low, a little bit low, lower than I normally do on my tablet and read along with it, and maybe that'll help. And that's probably what I should have done earlier today, but I didn't do it. But yeah, so let's get ready, go get set up in there in the living room and try to power through the rest of A Parade of Horribles. Good morning. I finished the book. I finished The Parade of Horribles. It is Monday. I did finish this yesterday. Well, last night. I just didn't update last night. My husband and I started watching a show on Netflix, and we got 3 episodes in, and we was like, oh, it's time to go to bed. So I didn't actually sit down and review this or like tell you my final thoughts last night, but I really, really enjoyed this. I pretty much enjoyed this from start to finish, honestly. There was so much going on in here with the race and the parade of horribles and different characters kind of coming in and out of the story. There was just so much going on. I feel like I've been talking about this book for a while in this video, so I don't really want to like talk about it all day long again today. But it was really, really good, and I definitely give it 5 stars. I am very much anticipating book 9 and seeing what happens in book 9. This just came out though, so I know it'll be a little bit before we get book 9. But I really, really enjoyed it so very much. I have many tabs in here. I annotated a lot, and I don't regret any of my time with it. I've had a wonderful time reading this book. I didn't read Backstage at the Pineapple Cabaret, the short story that in the back. I didn't read that part, so I only read up to page 673, and then Backstage at the Pineapple Cabaret or Cabaret starts after that. And like I said, so I only read 673 pages, so there's a little bit more after that, but I'm waiting to kind of read those back to back. But yeah, it absolutely, I had an absolute blast. Yes, that is all for this video. I am going to wrap it up here and attempt to honestly learn how to edit, because I don't know how to do that yet, to be honest. But I'm going to try to put this video up later on this week, see how that works out. I hope so. And I'm going to today be starting a new vlog because I want to start my library book and get that read, so you'll see that in like the next video. But stay tuned for more, I guess. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day wherever you are, and remember to take care of yourself. Thank you for being amazing. Bye.